or what is gay and what lesbian or what is bisexuality. So when I see a film like Aligarh, I understand the pain a director goes through. I'm sure Hansel Mehta had to kind of really convince Manoj to do this role because all directors go through this pain, and not every actor comes forth to. Yeah, because it's Manoj or Rajkummar who are who believe in good cinema, alternate cinema, but we have seen that unfortunately mainstream Bollywood cinema has never come up with the issue in right sense. Thanks to Apurva for writing this screenplay, and thanks to all the actors who cooperated. I guess this is one of the first move of mainstream Bollywood cinema, and I tag this as commercial mainstream Bollywood cinema, and I refuse that when they say that it's an alternate cinema or please support, this is a small film. No, this is not a small film. This is a mainstream Bollywood film. It can make 100 crores. You can make it. And when it's a hashtag festival and you all go out and support a film like this can be a 100 crore film. And when you make it into a 100 crore film, there will be 100 other alternate films, good stories, which you can again go and watch it. So it's your investment for your future. Sorry for sounding like a salesman of, yeah, but that's how good wood cinema will be promoted, and that's how all mainstream actors like Manoj and Rajkumar will probably do more alternate cinema because, as he kept saying that I do commercial films because of money, or because we all go and watch them and make it into 100 crore films. So that's the catch-22. Why they request you to watch Aligarh is because so that we can see better product, better content, and we can only make that change. So hashtag come out, hashtag festival, it's your responsibility.
We'll be accepting questions from the audience. Would anybody like to ask any question?
Okay. Manoj sir, this question is for you. Usually actors see people and learn from them, like they observe a character and then they inhabit some characteristics and then they get influenced for the role. So basically you are playing a homosexual character. So what was your research for that? How did you research on it?
First of all, let me tell you, there is nothing called homosexual character. And there is nothing called heterosexual. So let's have a clarity on this, because homosexuality or heterosexuality, they don't break or make a character. That's just a sexual orientation. We focused on the circumstances that Professor Sirius was living in, his backstory, where he came from, which city he came from, what must have been his childhood, what must have been his relationship with his brother. His family was completely against him, so they disowned him, they didn't speak to him. His love, his vulnerable points. So you look at a character from every angle and you note it down on a piece of paper or in your mind, and then you start working on it. What I have done, I don't look at, I keep observing people. I have a habit of mimicking people. But when you are approaching a role, you're trying to look at the role through yourself, through your own personality, through your own advantages and disadvantages. Each one of us has everything, every element. You just have to be very honest in looking at those elements and accepting it that yes, it's there, but the degrees may variate. When I'm playing a very bad guy in Tevar, I'm focusing on that guy, somewhere I'm trying to find him inside myself. Yes, the degree is less, but I have to make it larger. I have to project it in a larger way. I try to understand characters through myself. So here we actually, he has given me an assistant director who was quite familiar with and passionate about Marathi poetry. So we, along with him, I used to just, I created an atmosphere of poetry reading, reading novels, Marathi novels, trying to understand Marathi, and slowly, in 10, 15 days, uh, the characters started coming, started becoming visible. You just have to create an atmosphere for the character, and the character starts welcoming you. It starts attracting you towards him. And this is the process I have, applied for this, and it worked finally. Sometimes a process that you adopt doesn't work. Then you are, you either you are confused or you are trying something else. So, but finding Professor Siras was that way very easy because the process that we started with, it worked for it.
It seems there is another question from the audience.
Hi sir. My question is about basic human psychology. As you just mentioned that observation leads to mimicking. Mimicking leads to mostly, I'm not sure about the mostly part, but okay, it does lead to a certain loss of identity. As a human being, I'm not very sure about the actor bit, but have you ascertained this loss of self-identity as maybe a human being, maybe not as an actor, but as your personal self?
You mean to say, have I lost my own identity while playing the character?
Yeah, in general, in your daily life.
In daily life, see what happens that there are many characters. Gulzar Saab says that all the characters, if you really play them seriously, they left a mark in your brain. Definitely, most of the actors who are taking their work very seriously, they're working in these kind of films. You'll find them very moody. Their their moods, they have mood swings. Sometimes they are happy, sometimes they are just quiet. I think it also it creates a vacuum inside you because you are your mind is bruised so badly. Playing so many various characters from theatre days till now. But you have to learn to if you want to be sane. This is what my psychiatrist told me around 10, 15 years back. That if you want to really remain sane, then you have to learn to switch off. And then I started working on it. I didn't know how to do it. I started working on it, and now I reached a point where after pack up, I just switch off. I like to unwind by say disturbing Hansel Mehta, knocking his door 50 times, or Rajkummar Rao who doesn't even drink wine. I knock his doors so many times, but he's quite disturbing. He doesn't open the door. See, like unwinding is very, very important. Find people from the unit, sit with them, talk something else. Unwinding, trying to and switching it off. Basically, whatever you've done, just forget it. Now look for the next day, and the next day will only start when the morning starts. So I try to switch it off in such a way that earlier it was not so easy. So I found a way of sitting with people, with the director, with co-actors, with the writer, with the editor, just sitting with them, chit-chatting, chatting about something else. It's quite taxing, yes. Whole day you are in the character. And if you don't do that, you will miss the sur. Sur samasya? You will miss the sur the next day. So you have to remain in the character. You have to be walking, eating like him. You have to keep thinking about it, keep rehearsing, without telling people that, see, you are so hardworking. No, you are not doing it for anybody. You are doing it for yourself. But at the end of the day, have a glass of wine, play a music, dance, and that's what I do.
Answer, sir. This film is available free on Heroes now. Don't you think it will affect the business of the film?
No, it will be available free after Eros makes its money. Not now. It will be free after. See, Eros now is a platform like you have Netflix and other video on demand platforms. So it is a video on demand platform on which you can stream the film live. But that will happen once the film is released and it is ready for release on Eros now. So, no. I wish one day I could, make films that go straight to Netflix and you can see it on your phones, on your laptops, on your iPads, and you will also pay for it. That day has yet to come. The problem is we are used to getting all this content free.
What do you have to say, any of you, what do you have to say about the portrayal of gay people in other mainstream Bollywood films, say Kal Ho Na Ho or Bol Bachchan, exaggeratedly effeminate? What do we say, what do we do when we watch films like that?
I think we have this whole don't ask, don't tell policy at homes. So even if you have questions about your sexuality while you're growing up, there's nobody to answer it, especially in India. Because if you ever tell your mother that you have such feelings, it will be like all hell will break loose. I went through that. Oh my God, I'm going to get married, going to have children, it's the end of the world. So the thing is, we keep it all bottled up. So when you bottle it up, you bottle up something that's your truth. What happens is, it explodes. It comes out in ways that, unplanned. So how do you express it? You express it by ridiculing it. You express it by these sex comedies that came out recently where, there are gay characters, there are dry humping other men on, daytime TV. So it comes out like that, or in, what do you say, Dostana, where the two male characters, if they play gay, they have to only talk like that, and everything has to be so exaggerated, and that means that they will hit on every man, and that's so not true. We're all we're very similar, we mirror each other, heterosexual, homosexual people. I am we're not alien beings. I've been in a committed 9-year relationship. I don't hit on every man I meet. I don't cheat on my partner. I mean, it's down to your values, basically. So I feel like these portrayals have been happening because people are in closets of their own. The moment we can start coming out of our own closets, forget about announcing it to the world, being comfortable with our own selves, the portrayals start to change. And then what needs to happen is that people like yourself need to come out and support these portrayals, become part of this whole discourse. So then the characters will change. Either they're comic characters or even tragic, like My Brother Nikhil and even Aligarh to a certain extent. But it's all part of the process, I feel, So I think Kal Ho Na Ho was important. I think Dostana was important. It kind of brought the discourse out into the public. We said we don't want to laugh anymore. So Hansal Mehta and his team made Aligarh, and now you need to say, let's make them, completely, relationships that are mainstream, and let's watch comedies and love stories, and you'll see that as well. Thank you.
I think the discourse about intercourse has to start now. And as I said, there will be comic portrayals, there would be funny portrayals, there would be people who will go and watch these films also. Okay, but in the end, I really wish that we come to a time when you have you have a film that has two protagonists, both of them are men, and both of them are in love with each other, and one is Hindu and other is Muslim, and they say कि यार ये हिंदू क्यों है, ये मुस्लिम क्यों है. So I mean to say that this is only one of the many issues that we have, and it should become one of the many issues. As of now, it's like this LGBT issue, मतलब ये लोग को सेक्स करने का आज़ादी चाहिए. I mean, if really I want to, any one of us want to do something, it doesn't criminalize homosexuality. I'm gay and I'm out, he's gay and he's out, and we are not, no one can come and jail us because we are gay. The only thing that can happen is we are supposed to be gay, but we are not supposed to have sex. Okay, so, and that's only not for gay people, it's also for heterosexuals. They believe that only peno-vaginal sex is what is legal and everything else. But sex kiya to bacha hona mangta hai. Nahi to it's considered illegal. So, and you all guys know that that's not true. You have sex for recreation also, not just for procreation.
So, as Aligarh is addressing LGBT issues, so majority of the Indians with a orthodox mentality would not accept this film. So, what problems did you face to get this film passed from the censor board, or did you face any problems?
Yeah, see, I don't believe the majority sees homosexuality as different. When Section 377 it was referred to the 5-judge bench, we were out at TV channels meeting people. We were traveling like we have come here today, and we found that the youth, the country, the people actually don't want this 377. They think it is regressive and it is repressive. But our establishment does not want us to think differently. They don't want to encourage dissent. See what is happening at JNU. Tomorrow they will be in your campus. Remember that. So the people have to speak. And the censors fortunately have asked for cuts, some really silly cuts. And we are considering what to do. We have to, in the next 2-3 days, to decide whether to retain, whether to cut, or if they will give us another hearing. But they have not, they gave it an ace at the trailer. This trailer that you saw was given an adult certificate because it dealt with something that was considered unconstitutional because it was homosexuality. So that is the mindset of the censors.
I wanted to ask.
Yeah, well, it's a battle, but it's a good battle to fight.
With this, we come to the end of the audience interaction. I would like to request the cast to click a selfie with the audience.
ए फोटोग्राफर निकेश बैठना पड़े हम लोग खड़े ना क्या ले रहे क्या ले रहे सेंटर अजून कुठे अंचल सर एक फोटो सर यहाँ पे सर आपके लेफ्ट में आपके सेंटर में होना चाहिए सर यहाँ पे सर लेफ्ट साइड ये सर थोड़ा सा सर सेंटर सर ये सर वन मोर लेफ्ट साइड सर सर ये सर